Savings is keeping aside a specific percentage, not amount, percentage of every income, not some income, for a specified future use. You get? So it is these definitions that make savings what it is. And I like to tell people that saving is the first leg of investing, because the truth is you cannot invest what you don't have, and you cannot have what you have not saved. You get? So it's very, very crucial. Now, when it comes to savings, we have categories. We have investing. So these categories also form the reasons why we save. So we have investing, we have special purpose. So we call it special purpose savings, right? We have emergency. So we have emergency savings, right? We have fund savings. Yes, fund savings. We also have educational savings or personal educational savings. Personal educational savings. Then you have giving savings. Right? So why do we save now? We save for a special purpose. It is not right for you to want to get married, then you run yourself down to get married. It simply means that if I know that I want to get married in the next 5 years, I should create a special purpose account for marriage and begin to push a certain amount of money on a regular basis to that account. If you want to buy a car, special purpose savings should be able to take that. If you have a child, if your wife is pregnant, you have 9 months, you should open an account to absorb that, right? All those kind of things. Those are things that fall under the category of special savings. Then you have emergency savings. Emergency savings is crucial. In fact, the first category of savings anyone should create is emergency savings. So what is emergency savings? Emergency savings is your shock absorber. So especially for creatives like you who make a lot of money, but there are also dry periods. And you can't really say how long the dry periods will last. The question is, if I pick 10 million this month and I live as if I earn 10 million per month, you get? Do you understand? And then next month is dry, or next month I'm only able to make 1 million, the other month is dry. Problem begins to come in, because this month that I pick the money, everywhere goes soft. Next month that I pick 1 million, I will still be struggling. Imagine collecting 1 million and still struggling. Why? Because you live like you earn 10 million per month.
I think I have that problem.
So an outsider looking at you now will be like, guy, I don't understand. How can you pick 1 million and you're broke? Right? It's because of the fact that your lifestyle is designed as if you earn 10 million per month, when it is not actually like that. Your income fluctuates. At the end of the year, you might make like 150, 200 million. But when it will come, you don't know. This month can be huge, next month low, the other month middle. But at the end of the period, you accumulate a substantial amount of money. But because of the way it comes, and because of the way your lifestyle is designed, you don't see it. So when you, by any mistake, can pick your bank statement and you see how much has passed through your account in a year, you be like, guy, where all this money dey? And that's what you were saying when you started that project. You're like shocked, like, guy, do you understand? Because he had something that was going on. That's also what I tell some creatives like you. When you're buying, like some of them want to invest with me, they want to buy real estate. They say they don't have money, they can't afford it. I will always tell them, start, make an initial deposit and spread the balance. You will be shocked on how fast you pay that money. Because now that you have an obligation, you know that in the next 6 months or in the next 8 months, I need to balance out 5 million. Right? Initially, when I say pay 5 million, so I don't get that kind of money. I say, I drop 500k and do 8 months. Right? It simply means now that when you pick 2 million, you will be careful, because I drop 500 for these guys, or I drop 1 million for these guys, so that my debt will go down. And then within 3 months, you have paid off the debt, and you're not shocked, like, where did all this money come from?
Exactly.
Do you understand? It's a function of lifestyle design. You get? So the first savings you should create is your emergency savings. Emergency savings is your shock absorber, your financial shock absorber, in the sense that if I don't make money this month, I will still live my life. So let's assume that you spend 2 million per month, right? 2 million per month is on your expenses denominated on a monthly basis. So we talk about fixed and non-fixed expenses. Like your fixed expenses, your rent is fixed, right? Rent is majorly fixed. Other things can be variable. Internet price can change, transportation can change, feeding can even change, right? But rent, at least for an extended period of time, if your rent is, for example, 3 million, you divide that by 12, right? You know how much you pay per month. Look at, okay, my feeding, okay, I feed so and so amount, okay, balling, all those kinds, factor everything, transportation, data and everything. Let's assume that you do like 2 million per month, right? The normal advice is between 3 to 24 months of your monthly expenses should be in your emergency savings. So if you do 2 million per month, between 6 million, 6 million is 3 months, to 2 million times 24, right? Should be in a savings account, not invested. It should be in a liquid asset, right? Or near liquid asset. So that is where we talk about money market instrument. You get? So you can put the money in the bank, you can put the money in piggy vest, you can put the money anywhere, but the idea is it should be somewhere that you can easily access it when you need it. You get? So if you have this emergency savings now, you are at rest. So and because of the fact that you have this emergency savings, one of the things that it will do for you is that you have lifestyle design. That lifestyle design will tell you how much you spend per month, which is telling you that it's 2 million. You have lifestyle design. Even if you blow your budget the first month, the second month, you'll be careful. Unless if you're just a naturally reckless person. You get? So your life is designed to know that, guy, I'm this thing way they tell me now, the money no deal. But guy, you just picked money the other day now. I picked money, but no day. No me say I no get them, but day available. You understand? Because my life is designed around this reality. And also when you now have a dry month, you can no longer live like a pauper. Do you understand? Because you're good. You're good. So if, for example, you have 10 months monthly income fixed, there is no way, based on your capacity and skill and your hustle, that in 10 months you will not make money. Do you understand? But you need that peace. You need to live your life normal. You need to go to places you go to. You need to eat what you eat. You need to afford your things. You get? That is what emergency savings does. So the first savings you should have is emergency savings. So as you live here now, the first savings you create for yourself is emergency savings by first of all deciding figuring out how much on the average you spend per month on your fixed and variable expenses. Then put the money in a liquid asset. Just fix it, put it in a fixed deposit. You understand? So that's the first savings. The second savings is investing, your investment savings. Okay, your investment savings. So what I normally advise in how to build your savings is go hard and very aggressive, right? To stack up your emergency line. Right? Stack up your emergency line for like say 6 months. So because why are you? I have had a couple of people who buy assets for me. Maybe buy real estate, now buy land. Something come to me say, hey guy, I want to sell that land though. It doesn't happen that way. Why? Because assets is hard to liquidate. Number one. Number two is that if you live a life where you buy assets when you have money and liquidate it when you need money, then something is wrong with you. Because you will constantly be losing money. Because when you want to liquidate an asset under emergency, you will sell it for nothing. You will lose money. And why are you living a life where today you get land, tomorrow you don't sell land? Okay, have fun. Actually, you buy two. I don't sell that thing. You understand? That's not how you stack up wealth. So you need to make sure that your emergency savings is there. Go hard on it, build the emergency savings. Then the next target is investing. Because if you say, I want to save and invest, and you don't have emergency savings, if you have a crash in your income, you're definitely going to have to liquidate your assets to eat. Or you now have a situation where you have assets and your hunger won't kill you. You understand? So that's very, very crucial. Then when these two are sorted, so this one is constant, your investing is constant, this emergency is not constant. Immediately you build it, you leave it, and focus on your investing. So all the money that you were pushing into your emergency, you now push everything into your investing. So you need to have a target. Say, okay, every year I want to have XYZ amount of money in so and so place. And investing can be in assets of different kinds, which includes your business. So it's not just in buying land or buying shares and all those things. It includes in your business, but you must be strategic. So I want to put 5 million, 10 million, 20 million in my business in the next 6 months or in the next 8 months. You save for it. And then put it. And when you're not putting it, you know exactly what you're putting it in. So I want to save 10 million for marketing. I want to save 5 million for infrastructure development. I want to save 5 million to hire talent. All those kind of things. So you're very clear on what you're saving for. It's very, very crucial. Right? Then after that, the next thing is you now need to look, of course, your giving is very important. This giving helps to manage black tax. Black tax is this urgent 2K level. Everybody they call you. You know, brother now, big boy, right? Brother the Lagos. Roof don't follow, you send money. Mama don't break leg, you send money. Fowl don't bite person, you send money, right? These are the issues. Why? Because you don't have a lifestyle design. And the money is just there. So if your brother call you and say, brother, I get a problem, I need 200,000. You have 5 million in your account. You go just send them 200,000. And before you know, another person too don't call you. Another person don't call you. And because of that, just call them. If you get, he go send, give you now. What happens is that people have a tendency to become financially responsible. People have a tendency to transfer their financial responsibility to you. You get? So what you need to do is to have a budget for giving. Every month, I have only 1 million naira to give. So when I don't give am, you finish, everybody go rest. And when you're asking me and I'm telling you that I don't have, I don't feel bad. Because where the problem is, when they ask you, say you don't have, you can't, am I lying? Am I telling the truth? But if you have 1 million budget to give and you have given it out, and when person calls, you don't say, guy, I don't get to. You will not feel a certain type of, because really you no get. Right? You go wait. And what that now means is that when people want to ask things from you, then go to submit and request. Oh yeah, okay, I don't hear. I will see what I can do. You collect it and you keep. Okay, no problem. I've heard you. I will think about it. So at the end of the month, you look at your giving savings, see how much that is there, and now know the people, how many, who you can sort, what percentage you can give them, and all of that, Yeah. So that is that. The educational savings is for continuous education. Like I was telling, we were discussing before. When you're starting out, it's good to read books. Books is for starters. But as soon as you want acceleration, you now need something deeper. Right? You need those coaching, you need those masterminds, and those things are expensive, right? So educational savings is there so that you can only, even going back to school, you want to go and do advanced program, you want to go and study abroad, is here. Then fund savings is the money you use to enjoy yourself, because in the process of doing all of this, you should also be able to live your life. So this is the money you use to take yourself out, go on vacation, go on clubs and all of those things. It's a function of your fund savings. So if, for example, you have 2 million in your fund savings, if you want to blow it in 1 weekend, now you sabi. If you want to blow it in 4 weekends, anyhow you want to do them, right? But that is what's available for fun. And if you don't blow them, you finish, you sit down for house. You get? This is how you design. This is how you design your life. If you design your life in this order, you will find out that you won't really have problem with your earnings. You won't have problem with your earnings. It is the problem with your earnings where it begins like, I'm making so much money, I'm not seeing anything. It's because of absence of this design. Yes.
So let me ask. Do you advise? For example, I'm going to start working on this today. Now, right? Do you advise I use, for example, 1, 2, 3, or like 6 different accounts?
Okay, so okay.
You think I should put them in one account and manage it with percentage?
Okay, so this one, investing, has to be somewhere different. Emergency has to be somewhere different. Okay, then the rest you can use percentage. But I would also advise, if you have a special purpose project coming up, right? That one should be different too. You get? If you have a special project, it should be different. Emergency should be on its own. Investing should be on its own. Then the rest you can use percentage to manage it. That's how I do it. Look at your earning is like this. This is the earning funnel, right? So this is what I call income processing system. So you have your inflows, right, from different sources, right? Now, a couple of things will happen inside here. So inside here is a function of your lifestyle design. You get? This lifestyle design will determine what your financial outcome will be, which is at the base of the funnel. So you can see that the inflow is large, right? The funnel, the amount of the funnel is big. Money comes in you make a lot of money. Making money is not the problem, actually.
It's not though.
Making money is never the problem. Now poor man, 19 say money hard to make. But when you really get into the business of making money, find out making money is easy, right? The problem is keeping it and growing it. So that's where the outcome is. So you see people have a big funnel, but the processing is porous. The funnel gets holes. So everything leaks away. And that is where this comes in, right? And the next one is expenses planning. So the two things that are here are lifestyle design, which is a function of savings and expenses planning. With the expenses planning, you need to look at addition, minimization, elimination. So these are things you look out for. Addition, there are some expenses in your life that you need. There are some things in your life you need to spend more on. So you need to find out what those things are. For example, when you have certain things you enjoy, what naturally used to happen is that you will spend a lot of your money there, while forgoing some other aspect of your life that matters. That's why you go see person, he makes a lot of money, right? But his dressing or what he wears or how he shows up, like all those our brothers with all those main markets, right? You go see billionaire where wear slippers the waka. It's a function of the fact that the person does not give attention to his appearance, even though he spends a lot of money on other things like beer and women. You get? So you need to look at your life. Where do you need to create an addition? It's not really that every time eliminate expenses. There are some expenses that you should increase to create balance in your life. You get? So for example, now you're talking about food. Probably you need to create a food budget. Probably you're not planning, you're not eating a good meals the way you should because of the fact that you don't plan it. You don't have, first of all, you don't have time to cook. So it simply means that I probably need to put in more effort and budget in making sure that healthy meal is available for me. Because if you don't have a healthy meal, what naturally happens is that you eat junks. And because of the kind of work you do, you don't, do a lot of movement. You just bloat up and you create another problem for yourself. Sure you get? So you probably create an addition. And then minimization, what are those things that you're spending on so sporadically that you need to minimize? So you need to look at, okay, what are those things I spend money on every month? Right? Minimization here could be by optimization. For example, data. I'm always perplexed when people tell me, how do you reach? I say, I just buy 22 gig. That buying 22 gig might look like you're being smart, but you're being very foolish. Because by the time you add the 22 gig money over a 30-day period, you find that you spend so much money that you would have just used half of it to buy huge data. There was somebody I advised, I said that he was buying this, and I said, okay, why don't you do a router in your house? Right? That could be what you need to minimize internet expenses. Another person, it could be at the beginning of the year, you pay for 1 terabyte. Right? It might look at the initial state like, it's so much money. But by the time you pay for the 1 terabyte, the thing is that you don't think about internet and you'll be shocked that the thing will even outlast you for the period. You get? That is minimization. Then we have elimination. There are some things in your life you just need to eliminate. If you're really interested to have a better financial outcome, you just have to let them go. Okay? I think I was sharing with you my shoe habits. I just had to, let that stuff go. And in elimination, it's a function of habits. And it's a function of habits, it's a function of addiction, right? Addictions become expensive with time. At the initial stage, no be anything. But when it stays with you for a long time, it becomes a big deal, right? And it's slow. It will not look like a big deal in the moment, but it is when you sit with yourself to, guy, how much have I spent on a bottle of beer in the last 30 days? Or how much have I spent on alcohol? You go shock, right? So that is something. If you have that kind of problem, what you just need to do is to begin to work on it. That could involve you going for a therapy, whatever it is that you have to do to make sure that you eliminate that bad habit. Because some person, the thing that is holding them back is just a habit. If they can get hold of it, they'll be fixed, right? Because habits are expensive to maintain. So that is the expenses planning part. Now, I really don't talk about budgeting. I talk about planning money instead. Money planning is a function of how much do I spend per month? What are the things I spend money on? This is the money. Very simple, right? So I know that I spend 1 million per month. These are the things I buy. Anything that comes to me that is outside of this purview, I'll have to sit down and look at it. Where is it coming from? Right? Because I don't buy this. So, because why I don't talk about budgeting is that budgeting is limiting. And budgeting can also be controlling. And budgeting can make you lose the fun of living. Right, in the process, because you're just about pinch. My budget, this one, it's mechanical. But planning is about, what do I want? How much does it cost? This is the money, and I stick to it. Very simple. The third part of lifestyle design is a function of habits and behavior. Habits and behavior, right? So what are your money habits? Some people are very impulsive spenders. So if it's that is a problem. If it's a habit, it's a problem. Some people like hanging out. Not like hanging out is bad, but they just get validation from being in the group of people. And being in a group of people is expensive. More go club. A person go pay. Right? And every day you keep going to eat other people's stuff. You need to bring your own one day. Right? And maybe they're not telling the guy, don't worry, go pay. You keep going. The day is your turn to pay. It might be your whole savings that you used to pay. You guys. So it's good you plan these things. Just be in charge. All right. Habits. Some people, their own habit is women. They cost money. So imagine when you have like 3-4 side chicks. Now that you do so. You go feel them. So those kind of habits are very, very there are things you should check. And behavior wise, you have this behavior of anybody will call you. Any story where they give you send money. Anybody will call you. You don't want them to say you're stingy. You don't want them to call you names. You don't want to feel bad. You don't want to feel like a bad person, all those nonsense. Those things are behaviors that you need to eliminate. So if you're able to work on your expenses, you're able to work on your savings, you're able to work on your habits and your behavior, you have gotten your lifestyle design right. So it means that as the income is flowing in, your life is properly optimized in such a way that your outcome will be brilliant. On this part, then the last part is just a function of this outcome. Now, what does it look like? This financial outcome now, what does it actually look like? It's a function of growth. Okay, this outcome is a function of growth, right? Which is growing your money. And how do you grow your money? Growing your money is a function of capacity, assets, access, right? That is what this outcome should look like. Growth. And growth is a function of capacity, assets, and access. So what is capacity? Capacity is the thing that made you that money. As you grow and as you make money, the thing that made you that money should become more refined and able to make you more. You get? Yeah. So that will be a function of tooling up. Probably you need to get better tools. You need to get better trainings. You just need to grow your ability to command more money. Yeah. If you did a job and the job paid you 1 million, the next time you need to do that job, the job should be able to pay you 5. Yeah. Right? You can't keep doing the same job and keep collecting the same amount. It means that your capacity is not expanding. Yeah? You need to get better tools. Could be phones. A phone is your tool. Get better one. If laptop, get, whatever it is. Yeah. Make sure you use the best that helps you deliver results. Not be when they, all these guys now say, okay, you get a remote job and then you're calling the person and telling him that we've not had light for the past 2. You're not being serious. Yeah. Or my internet is slow. If you have to have 5 internet for Christ's sake. That is a function of capacity. Do you understand? Then the other one is, so let me talk about the second one. The third one is access. Money is important. Money affects everything, but money is not everything. Ability to access people and access places is crucial. You understand? Yeah. And this access is a function, you have to pay for it. You don't always pay for it in cash directly, but it will cost you. For example, now, all these Abuja runs where they do. Yeah. There are some persons you need to have access to be able to enter into some places in Abuja. You understand? Mm-hmm. That access, if you sit down and look at it, it costs you something. Yeah. Drink, bar, hang out. Do you understand? It will cost you money. So these assets has to be funded and it's a function of growth. So when you're making money, begin to fund assets. There are people you meet, not really there are some programs you attend, not really because of the fact that you need the program. Yeah. It's just who you're going to access. Right? Mm-hmm. As at this level you started making money. It's not every school you go to. Yeah. Say you want to go back to school now. It's not every kind of school you have to go back to, because you're no longer going to school just for learn how to read and write and learn. You're going to school for access. You need to be in a class where the next guy is your governor. Like my postgraduate, one of the guys in our class is a senator. Do you understand? Mm-hmm. So that access is something. That school is pretty expensive. Access. Connecting these people, gifts, sending things, being where they are. The guy say, I did Abuja now. If you come, flight to show, because that is what will show you're serious. Yeah. If you say, I did Abuja, they come out tomorrow morning. Say, I can't make it before I go to the park. But this one no serious. Right? Yeah. That's a function of growth. Yeah. So you must have capacity to show up where you need to show up, when and why, when you need to show up there. Yeah. Then the last one here is assets. Asset is the foundation of growth, the foundation of prosperity. No matter how much you're making, if you don't have assets, if you're not building assets, there's going to be a problem. And assets come in different shapes, forms, and sizes. But what guides that is the definition. An asset is anything that increases in value, anything that makes you better or makes you money. That's just how I define it. Yeah. Okay. Right? Mm. Anything that makes you better and makes you money. And when it comes to making you money, it can make you money by appreciating, or it can make you money by paying you immediate cash flow. Mm-hmm. So for example, if you have an apartment, right, maybe you're using it for Airbnb or something, it's giving you cash flow through the payment of the people who are using it. Yeah. Right? And it is the value of the land is also what? Okay. Appreciating. So that's how you're getting money. If you have something that you call an asset, and it is not giving you money now, cash flow, and it is not appreciating in value, you have a liability. And so many people have liabilities that they think they mistake for assets, right? So they come in different forms. Real estate, I love this one a lot because of the dynamic nature of real estate, right? That's why I like real estate. It has very interesting dynamic nature. You have equity. So this equity could be public or private. Equity is just stake of ownership, right? So for public, we have public quoted companies can buy their shares That's equity stake. We have private companies. Your guy, they start business, you partner. Okay, guy, like IK now. Oh yeah, might put 10 million. What do I get at the end of the period? That's private equity stuff. You have financing, asset financing. You can finance assets. Is also a type of asset. You have natural assets, like if you have access to oil well, it's an asset. Mining sites, those are assets. Gold is an asset, right? Money market instruments, these are assets, like your bond, your treasury bills, your fixed deposits. They are all assets. You also have what we call alternative assets. Of course, your crypto. Your crypto is there. Crypto is a very viable asset. The only thing is that crypto is a maturing asset now, right? So it has not really taken its roots. Because what crypto on its own is not the asset. Crypto is the asset enabler. Crypto is like money. Do you understand? It's like money. Money is not the thing. The value of the money is what the money can do. Do you understand? 1 million now is useless on its own. Do you understand? What gives 1 million value is what the 1 million can do. Crypto as a thing, Bitcoin, Ethereum, whatever it is, on its own is useless. What gives it value is what it can do. Now, the reason why crypto is still volatile and in the state it is because of the fact that crypto has not gained global acceptance. So there is limitation to what it can do yet. Imagine at the point where you can walk into the aboki there and you pay with crypto. Do you understand? So crypto is not the thing. It is what the crypto can do. That's why I tell people that if you're into crypto, it's good, but the part of crypto you should be looking at is infrastructure. Crypto infrastructure, including things like building a business that people can pay you by crypto. That is why a trader and somebody who owns an exchange cannot have the same kind of money. True. The guy that owns an exchange owns the assets. Do you understand? Why the person that is doing the thing is trading on the promise of the assets. So that's why, like, the guys that own the infrastructure of crypto are not affected by market dip or market rise because the infrastructure is steady. You get? So whatever you're doing in crypto, right, go for infrastructural establishment. That is where the common, like this thing that you're trying to do now, if you can make it in such a way that people can come to your site and pay with crypto. Do you understand? That is infrastructure. You have a crypto exchange. I know you are running something like that, Abi. That is infrastructure. You get? So if crypto goes up, people will use your infrastructure. If crypto comes down, people will use your infrastructure. So you have become an asset holder in the value chain of cryptocurrency as a thing, right? So we have alternative assets to, like, watches. There are people that's why the rich guys, they wear some kind of watch like this. They can just run into it and they pull it off and sell it. Watches, perfumes too, but I don't do those ones. Those ones are too, they are too anyhow. The bottle of perfume will just fall down. Everything goes scatter. So I prefer watches. Arts, right? Arts is also, but they have their own, their unique is for high players. You understand? Because there are a couple of things you need to figure out. Even when you want to sell it, you need to be in some circles to be able to sell it, because not everyone can buy your stuff. So those ones are there as well. So, but you can look at the common ones, look at what you can do. Private, do things with people, get your lawyer, put things on ground, have an equity stake. If the company prospers, you prosper. Private. Public, look for get into studying and understanding dynamics of investing in shares, right? Then real estate, there are different dynamics of real estate, right? For starters, you can go into land banking, right? But don't bank inside the bush. At your level now, you don't need to bank inside the bush. You're liquid enough to buy good lands in where people are already staying. You understand? But for young people that don't have anything, they can do the bush and all of that. But for people that already have some capacity, buy town, right? Like that your side where they stay now. Buy something there. Buy something in Abuja. Buy something in Aba. Buy something around, right? I have this program I run, Save to Own a Land. So
I was going to ask you about that.
Save to Own a Land. So what we just do in the program is make a commitment. You make a commitment that, okay, the idea in Save to Own a Land is, what will happen in the life of a young person who is 25 years old now that decides that I'm going to be buying one plot of land, or I'm going to be buying 2 plots of land every year for the next 10 years. It means that if you're buying 2 plots of land every year for the next 10 years, by the time you're 35, you will have 20 plots of land in different locations in this country. You can decide to retire.
Really?
Because yes, some of them will be bad.
Yeah.
Normal. Because that's what if the land, but we agree, some of them will be bad. But the ones that will survive will be enough to establish you in the next 10 years. So that is the thinking behind the Own a Land. So it's a program where I just hold you accountable that every year you're going to make a real estate investment.